I've been teaching meditation about 25 years. I was asked to teach theater, and I realized that in order to get them to calm down, I needed to take them on a meditation journey. And because I had been studying the arts since I was a little kid, almost all of my successful, wonderful experiences were with teachers who gave us Alexander technique or meditation. Even in voice class, there were elements of closing your eyes and imagining, feeling, and checking in. And I had done it through high school and college in theater classes, not even realizing that there was a direct connection. I remember kids in that class having a very emotional experience just by closing their eyes and being asked to take a deep breath and go within. And then it wasn't until later when I would start studying about how allowing yourself to describe and understand what a felt sense is, how it can actually change the brain chemistry. I mean, that's when I just went, okay, this has to be taught in every single classroom. The benefits have been extraordinary. I remember being in my early 30s when I started to have more and more anxiety. And I say more and more because all of us, especially in our society, are living with a certain level. We don't even realize how it affects us, from just not really actively listening to how we become when we're around our family members or people that we see on an ongoing basis, coworkers. It wasn't until I actually sat down in my first mindful awareness class, not even therapy, I'd been to therapy for so many years, but really sitting in those mindful awareness research center classes at UCLA when I went, okay, this is why sometimes I resist meditating, and this is why I need to incorporate this into my life and really even further into my teaching. I remember contemplating going on anti-anxiety medication because my anxiety was so prevalent. This is just what I'm gonna have to do because so many people around me are doing it, and people that I trust and admire. Something in my body wasn't sitting well with that idea, and I had to listen to my own body. Did some further research on it. I realized that for me, this was not my option at that time. Then I started thinking, how many educators, how many parents come to me and say, how can I get these students of mine, these children of mine to calm down? And I thought, well, are they calm? Because energy attracts energy, and whatever we are doing in the classroom or at home or on the way to school or on the way home from school or on vacation or sitting around the dinner table, that's what we're going to get back. So before you try to calm your kids down or your students down, are you calming down? Maybe I could be a helper in different communities and different organizations and different schools by teaching educators and parents how to calm down so that they could calm their students down. The reason why I happen to be good at it is because I've had a lot of work for myself to do. Ego does not belong in this dojo. Ego does not belong in the classroom. In my mind, as a creator, a podcaster, an author, a playwright, songwriter, producer, director, I do not see a way for people to create and fully express ourselves unless we meditate, unless we realize that whatever it is that we're creating does not just come from here. The heart and the mind are tools that take whatever is coming down from whatever you want to call it. I call it God or divine source. Whatever this divine, beautiful blessing is that we are getting when we have a creative thought, it is coming from something bigger than all of us. And when we can meditate and just open up and not be so fixated on the outcome, but on the process and of receiving, I'm getting something here. I'm feeling inspired to write a song. I'm feeling inspired to get up and dance. I'm feeling inspired to create a show, a play, a one act, a monologue. We can get rid of the cobwebs and just be with what is. That's when we have the opportunity to create something. I think meditation is a great thing to do before meetings, prayer, math class. It's our acknowledging of, I am here to receive, and all of the wonderful qualities that I have been given in this lifetime to fuse together in order to create something beautiful for the world. And that thing, that project, that song, that show, that prayer, that creative writing piece, that poem, that math test, none of it has to be perfect. I'm just a vessel. Show up for myself, take care of my body, love myself, love others, give to others, and do my best every day, just a little bit. So the way our classes go is we start out with a guided meditation that I created. Sound effects in the background. There's usually a picture on the smart board, maybe a couple, that will reflect what it is about. Especially with older students or with educators, there might be a prompt, and I'll have them write in their journals with very relaxing music before the meditation begins, just to sort of have a brain dump of what's my day been like so far, something I'm letting go of so I can really be present in this moment. And then the meditation begins. Usually it's related to a certain time of year, the weather changing, holiday, could be the Parsha of the week if we're working in a Jewish school, could be something that may have come up recently, bullying. When it's over, we'll have something what I call counsel. Everyone goes around the room and shares. The only rule while someone is speaking, we are all actively listening, and not just quiet, but really focused on the person speaking. Don't cross your arms or don't cross your legs during the entire meditation, because it sends a message or a signal that I'm not interested in what you're saying, not fully present right now. And we all want to make a space to be heard and listening, actively listening to everyone, including ourselves. How am I feeling as this person is sharing? I'm just checking in. Oh, that's interesting. That comment makes me feel compassion for this person, related to this person. And people can snap if they agree, or they can lightly tap their legs to just share while the person's sharing, like, I resonate with that. I also feel that way. I've also had something like that happen to me. Especially when you're dealing with adolescents, they really want to feel heard and they want to feel seen immediately, and they also want to know that they're not alone if they share. I always tell our participants that whether it's an adult or a youngster, as soon as you fully open up in this moment, it's going to give permission to everyone else to open up too. So you'd actually be doing us a huge favor if you had courage and shared how you really feel in this moment about what just happened. So we reflect, dismantle what happened to us during the meditation. Questions like, who was with you on the hot air balloon ride? Or what was the wish that you pulled the star down for? Or who did you send love to first? And what did it feel like to receive that love back? You can feel the difference between before the meditation begins in the room, and for sure after the meditation, and then even another shift after everyone has shared in counsel. We all feel a lot closer. You can feel the cortisol level of the kids go down. Overall, calmer feeling all around.
This has been such an amazing experience. Everything you're going to see up on the stage today, the kids wrote it.
There's nothing we can accomplish.
Playwriting and performance workshop. This is so much fun. The group meets on the first day. We talk about different things that are going on in their lives. And instead of doing Annie for the 100th time at a local theater, we write a show from start to finish. And it's usually a one act, about 45 minutes long. There's always music added. And kids learn how to write their own lyrics. Sometimes they will write their own music as well based on what's happening in the show. They come up with their own characters, and there's a lot of character development. They also create their own costumes and they design them, put together in as little as 12 classes or as many as a whole year, depending on how much time we have.
Whether the weather be hot,
Whether the weather be hot,
oh, whether the weather be cold,
or whether the weather be cold,
we'll be together,
we'll be together,
whatever the weather.
whatever the weather.
All right, so here it is. We are at opening night. Let's give a little cheer for everybody. Welcome to a year with Shakespeare. Who's a little bit nervous right now? Like a tiny bit nervous?
Maybe me.
It's good to be a little nervous. Who knows why? Who's been in my shows before? Why? Rip the set.
Don't rip the set!
After we've worked for several weeks on learning tools to calm down and allow ourselves to bubble up with creativity, sometimes there's conversations with parents, administration, particular community, with other teachers, a particular thing that the community is working on. We want to get better at respecting elders, being more concerned with our environment, decrease phone time. All of these things have been worked into creative projects and also mindful meditations. What we choose to do in terms of the creative within our session time is completely open for discussion. We have done creative writing, straight play performance with no music, and musicals where the kids just rewrite lyrics to songs that are already produced, like serious music that's inspirational pop songs, and as well as inspirational musical theater pieces that are age appropriate, that are appropriate in terms of theme, pantomime projects, musical instrument, percussion, dance, movement, and then a combination of all the above. Depending on time, we can do a full musical, 45-minute one act, a concert series of songs that are just pieced together with monologues or scenes. And because I've written for television before, I treat the room of the creative writing workshop as though it were a TV studio where people go and write television shows. So all of my experiences as a voice teacher, as a mindfulness teacher, creative writer, playwright, songwriter, all of these are used. What you get is just a wonderful conglomeration of all these different art forms. If they want to do short film, we can take the performance and instead of doing it in a theater, we can actually do it on film instead.